Soul Game Saga Part 2 of Infinity. The Cosmic Yahusha's Transcendence Plane Focus. Cosmic Yahusha's Transcendence Plane Focus. Let's bring the spirit into reality for a second, shall we? Let's bring the spirit into reality for a moment. So, what do I mean by Cosmic Yahusha's Transcendence Plane Focus? So, whether you have been watching my content or not, every single video I post gives you a start, duration, and an ending, all in once. Every video I make gives you a start to this big old cosmic explanation, a duration to this big old cosmic explanation, how it relates to you, in other words, and the destination, and or destiny, and or ending. You follow what I'm saying? So, this video right here, I'm going to talk about Cosmic Yahusha's Transcendence Plane. I'm going to focus on that. It's about bringing the spirit into reality. That's what it's all about for right now. So let's talk. I got this here, what I like to label and describe as a Super Jesus 4-7, right? I got a Super Jesus 4-7 Christ game. I'm about to give you some details of the Cosmic Yahusha 6-9 game now, the Soul game. That's what I'm about to give you some details on. So what does it consist of? Let's take a look at it. In the Super Yahusha 4-7 game, in this Transcendence Plane part, it has a 4-7, right? And the 4 represents the 4-corner mental spirit prison and all of the details inside of the 4-corner mental spirit prison, which are to the left corner, vanity, to the top corner, jealousy, to the right corner, wrath, greed, gluttony, and lust, all working at one time is due to the one thing, prevent you from doing what's right in your life. And then on the bottom corner, you got sloth, right? But then that's the 4 though, that represents the 4. Now here's the thing, there are 2 outside of the 4, right? And those 2 outside are the negative principality sin of fear and the negative principality sin of ignorance. You dig what I'm saying? Those are the 2 outside. Now, then you got 7 belief system pillars. There's a 4-corner mental spirit prison with the 2 outside, and then you got 7 belief system pillars. What are they? Racism, number 1. That's the root issue. Racism is the root issue of race hatred. Then you have feminism. Then you got foul sexual orientation. Then you have the nerd geek foundation culture. Then you have the gangster belief system pillar. Then you have the tribunal belief system pillar. And then you have the religion belief system pillar. Now there are 2 more belief system pillars outside of those 7 major belief system pillars. And those 2 in which are outside are of the following 2, which are Yahuwah's belief system pillar, which will be the 9th one actually, Yahuwah. Notice Yahuwah or Yahweh. All the names are the same. Or they're talking about the same people. We're talking about the same cosmic entities or cosmic deities. And then the 9th one, or then the 8th one. The 8th one would be of Yeshua or Yahusha. That there is the 9th belief, the 8th belief system. Yeah. So to say it again, the 8th belief system pillar is Yahusha, and the 9th belief system pillar is Yahuwah, Yahweh. I know my God. I know my God. I know my God in every detail. Do you? You're about to get ready to, if you're still watching. So, details. Let's bring the spirit into the physical. Soul Game Saga, right? Now I got that 4, and I got that 7, and I got the 2 outside of each one. Now see, in the Soul Game, I'm going to have them all combined together, and I'm going to tell you details as to why I'm going to have them combined together. Now check this out, right? So in the Soul Game Saga, it's a 6 and it's a 9. Now the 6 represents the same thing I just told you, counting all of them together, meaning fear, ignorance, vanity, jealousy, wrath, greed, gluttony, lust, and sloth. All 9 of those things, or 6 of those things, those 2 outside and those 7 that are in the 4, then you got the 7 belief system pillars. Now here's the setup though, that's the important part. It's an internal city. It's a city. It's a complex. It's an internal complex. That's what it is. You follow what I'm saying? And more details. So check it out. Each of those 7 belief system pillars are all standing on one of those sins, because all 7 of the belief system pillars in this here city that I'm talking about, or in this here complex that I'm telling you about, all 7 of those belief system pillars, they each stand on a specific foul principality. To be more specific, The feminism belief system pillar that needs to be dismantled by any moral means necessary, because that's what these pillars are, or these buildings, or these houses, or these drivers, so to speak, whatever you want to call them. These seven ethnic principles, these seven ethnic principles spelled with a P-A-L. These seven ethnic principles, or these seven foul ethnic principles, right? They each stand on a specific pillar, because each specific pillar is, or each specific, when they don't stand on a specific pillar, each pillar stands on a specific principality sin. You follow me? Each pillar stands on a specific principality sin. And the reason why each pillar stands on a specific principality sin is because those principalities are what is shown the most in the specific belief system pillar. Like, for example, feminism shows jealousy the most. Racism shows greed the most. The gangsters show wrath the most. Religions show gluttony the most. Gluttonous for lies. And then you got the nerd geek culture, which shows sloth the most. Gamers evading everyday knowledge, and or gentlemen evading everyday knowledge. This belief system pillar categorizes the rich, middle class, and all of ye who have been poverty-stricken due to colonization worldwide. You show sloth the most. Tribes show lust the most. And then there's greed and let me see. I'm gonna start it over. So here, in the greed corner, there's racism. Feminism shows jealousy. The foul sexual orientation, I never really spotted. Oh yeah, that's right. I just hate to say it for them, man, because it's like they don't deserve that word being plastered onto their convictions. They don't deserve it. They really don't, bro. They need to be shut down in every way possible. Foul sexual orientation shows pride the most. But here's the thing, though. Pride is something you have for something. You follow what I'm saying? Because of the literal definition of the word pride in the first place. What is the literal definition of the word pride? Pride. It is a feeling of deep pleasure. A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements. The achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. You follow what I'm saying? That's what the literal definition of the word pride is. So, the foul sexual orientation group shows pride the most, or the foul principality of pride. So in other words, they don't use pride, they're using vanity. Because let's not forget, it requires something extremely evil to put their behavioral practice into our reality. It requires something really, really extremely evil and really forceful. And they have to keep on drilling it in us and drilling it in us and drilling it in us all goddamn day long to force us to go against our natural coding. Our desires for our women, or our women's desires for their men. You follow what I'm saying? So it's really evil what they have to do to force that into reality. And they're trying to make us be prideful for it. Meaning they're trying to make us have a deep feeling of pleasure, of satisfaction derived from their foul achievements. That's not even how the word makes sense, you see? So in other words, foul sexual orientation using the word pride to push their agendas should be blasphemy in every way possible. Should be illegal in every way possible. Should be a crime in every way possible. You're trying to make us prideful for what is foul. You're trying to make us revere foul, unpleasant emotional practices. That's what you're trying to do. You do not deserve to use pride for anything you're using pride for. Only I should be able to use pride because I'm the only one who knows how to use it. If any of you in this world are using pride for anything, stop doing it. It should be illegal. It should be. But then again, all these legalities is more parts of your game, so I ain't trying to hear nothing about no legal. I ain't trying to hear nothing about no, I really don't care for it. You follow what I'm saying? But moving forward though, foul sexual orientation shows the negative principality of vanity, not pride. They don't use pride. They have foul sexual orientation. That's what they have. You follow me? How these people be following me, man. Moving forward. So yeah, now my nerd geek culture. Sloth. Then the gangsters after that, the fifth belief system pillar that needs to be dismantled by any moral means necessary. The gangsters show wrath. Right now the tribes show lust. And then you have the religions which show gluttony. Gluttony for lies. Gluttonous for lies. You follow what I'm saying? My religious family, the things you all believe in are barbaric and insane. You really believe that we should fear God? I'm going to challenge everything you believe in. Every fundamental factor of what you believe in. Every fundamental facet of what you believe in. I'm going to challenge it all. All for a purpose. I'm not just going to challenge it for no reason and call it a day. No, it's going to be a reason why I'm doing so. So, now the two outside though. Fear. We're supposed to fear Yahweh, right? And did you all know you have no idea who the true cosmic Yahusha really is? Or the true cosmic Yeshua? That you all have no idea that you have no idea who he is? So in other words, the two belief system pillars outside, fear being of Yahweh, and ignorance being of Yahusha. Being of Yahusha. Because you don't know who Yahusha is, and if you flip that ignorance of him into awareness, this here prison that got those principalities trapping you all inside into them will be destroyed. And those foul principalities will no longer be able to hold you down in this prison. They'll be out here where you can see them and strangle them for trying. Or stop them. Or destroy them. Or take away their abilities to do it. Or defend yourself against them. Because they are all pure evil, and the only reason they exist is to show you fail and suffer. Period. They only exist to ensure you fail and suffer at everything. I have had so many of my relationships with good women ruined because of their games. Not even just so many. All of them. Moving forward. Here. A friend of mine on Facebook said, kill yourself off. I'd rather take you all with me. You don't have to watch. Either way it goes, the oppressive body is obligated to hear. Back to the soul. Here. Cosmic Yahusha Transcendence plane. So, the 6-9. Why do I call it a 6-9 though? It's like I said, I'm incorporating the two that were outside of the major four, the two outside of the four corner spirit prison with the rest of the information. And then the 7 to the 9, incorporating those last two into it as well. So repeat once again. Racism is of greed. Feminism is of jealousy. Foul sexuality is of fake pride, vanity. My nerd geek culture, my foundational nerd geek culture, sloth. Stop evading everyday knowledge. My gangster brethren, every melanated gangster in this country. There are 33,000 gangs in the United States of America alone. Did you know we all go to war with each other due to our current belief system settings? In other words, we fight each other because we believe differently. You know what makes a gang a gang? Their belief system. This is all I knew growing up. All I knew. This is all I knew. And we protect this here block with this here 33 street name on it. And they protect that block down there with that there 34th, 35 blocks in the wrong direction, 38th street sign on it. You follow what I'm saying? And that's the reason we fight. That's the reason you fight. Because he lives 5 miles that away. And you live 5 miles opposite of him. And your set has different beliefs. Your set has different beliefs you practice. Even though they're kind of senile and make no sense. All they do is just drive you into killing each other. Because you want to prove that you're better than the next one. Or you want to prove that you're bigger and badder than the guy down the street. You're just trying to prove that you're bigger and badder than the guy down the street. Why? You want to know why you're doing it? Because these so-called white people taught you to do it your entire life through all of your books, media, and social programming. Social media programming, that is. Media. Who created this media the way they created it, the way it is? Oh, that's a rhetorical question. Did we create it? What did the melanated people create? What did the children of melanation create? What have, like Charleston White, Uncle Charleston, like he talked about, what military force do the melanated people have? What country are the melanated people in charge of? Did you know there should all be one country, not multiple? Back to my gangsters. 33,000 gangs in one country alone. And you all wonder why there's so many gang wars. You all only fight each other due to your belief settings. I believe differently than you do. So you stay over there and I'll stay over here with my beliefs so they don't bother you because, you know, we think so differently. There are 33,000 belief systems in this country right here. They label and describe themselves as gangsters. And much respect to you. But to you, I respect. You, I don't respect. Yeah, I respect you, but disrespect you. Can you comprehend that? You will later. I respect you, but I disrespect you. Why do I say I disrespect you, but respect you? Because I disrespect the fake you, who you feel like is the real you, and I respect the real you, who you feel like is the fake you. Moving forward. So, 33,000 gangsters, 33,000 gangs, all with different belief systems, all fighting each other because of their belief systems, primarily. That's why there's so many gang wars in this country, and that's why there's so many people killing each other left and right, because there are so many different gangs. What do different gangs do when they see each other? They fight. I should know this. I was born and raised on the region of land colonized to be called Detroit, Michigan. All we had was gangsters, fighting, shootouts. My entire life that I've seen, I used to get comfortable going to sleep hearing gunshots go off at night. That used to be my help me sleep, my white noise, in other words. You see, like if you listen to a fan, listening to a fan as it's going off, you know what I'm saying? Or if you got a fan on blowing, helps you sleep like that. That's what gunshots in the background used to do for me when I was a child growing up. Every night. Detroit family killing each other. Why? Simply because the white folks told you so. You ain't doing it for no other reason. You don't have 33,000 different gangs driving you all to kill each other as you do for no reason. It was all by design, yo. My good brother and my good sister. All by design. And that's why you were preserved in this design too. So they can keep you killing each other and keep you fighting each other for no reason at all. You're preserved into this design here. So moving along. Next you got the tribes. The tribes show lust more than anything. Originally, I kind of just slapped this label on the tribes. But then recently, I don't know if it's because of the label that I slapped on them. I pray not, but they're showing a lot of lust over in them tribes, in the tribunal area. What are the tribes? All of you. You're all the tribe. There's 5,000 tribes on this planet, so that means 5,000 different belief systems, all to be dismantled at once. And just with the awareness of one thing, they all shatter. That's the craziest part about it, or at least internally they do. Because let's not forget, the city is being built on top of our natural world. There is a fake world built on top of our natural world. There is a fake world built on top of our natural world. In spirit or in soul, however you like to put it. Spirit is our five senses too, by the way, at base. That's what it is. Our abilities to breathe, right? Think about that. Spirit, Latin origin, spiritus, meaning breathe, to spirare, meaning breathe, to spiritus, meaning breath, spirit, spirit, the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions and character, the soul. You follow me? In other words, the spirit is how the soul breathes. The spirit is how the soul sees. The spirit is how the soul eats. And the spirit is how the soul believes. You follow what I'm saying? And with that being said, due to the King of all kings in the spirit right now being the belief system pillar of ignorance, if you flip that ignorance to awareness of him and recognize the King of Kings internally, BKA our soul driver, he recognizes, or it recognizes, that everything that's in his city, everything that's in this so-called city in spirit right now currently is only standing due to his body being imprisoned in it. So once that awareness flips, break away. You follow what I'm saying? If that makes sense to you. As soon as that awareness, as soon as that ignorance flips to awareness, the darkness that is binding you together, or that four corner mental spirit prison, will shatter, and it will cause those negative principalities that are like clenching his body together and trying to like keep it restrained and, you know, in this hell, so to speak. It'll break, and those 9 negative principalities will have nowhere else to go but out here completely in the physical. You follow what I'm saying? And see, here's the thing. The spiritual realm is the physical realm in a sense. In a sense it is. Literally in a sense though. Like in a literal sense, the spiritual world is the physical world. The spirit is air. Ether is air. So the spirit is ether. You dig what I'm saying? More details. So, the fastest way to destroy the tribal prison, simple. Awareness of the King of all kings. Awareness of the God of gods. Awareness of the soul of the universe. Did you know the soul itself in its entirety is Yahusha? Or should I say the life force of Yahusha, Yeshua, Yahusha, your Jesus. You follow what I'm saying? The life force itself, which is the soul. The soul is the life force, or it's another name you can call the life force. You could just call it the Jesus force, or you could just call it the Yahusha force, or you could just call it the Yahusha force, you see. But either way it goes, it is, the soul is the literal life force of the King of all kings itself. And that their life force is our actual government and our actual driver here. And when that their life force begins to drive us, when that their life force begins to drive us home, home liberation will be effortless to achieve. You follow what I'm saying? Yahusha is the driver. Right now, Yahweh has a city built on top of Yeshua in the spirit soul. You follow me? And those details I gave you about this here spirit soul area are what label and describe the city is in which is built on top of him. But here's the thing. It only remains as so due to the fear Yahweh has over you, and also due to the ignorance you have of Yeshua. If you crush your fears of anything, gain awareness of your soul, the city goes bye-bye. Or, for starters, the corners, those 4 corners get destroyed, and those foul principalities come out here where we can see them. But in order for this to work, we have to bring the spirit itself into the physical. And how do you bring the spirit into the physical? By realizing the spirit is the physical. Or at least the embodiment of the physical ethereal reality is spirit. When you look at the word logically. So bring the spirit out here by knowing how to do it in its entire way, by recognizing that you are Yeshua, the soul itself, recognizing what is binding you to this Babylon, so to speak, because the inner complex is Babylon. In a sense it is. You follow me? And once these things happen and take place, those foundational grounds will be destroyed. Those 7 belief system pillars will be destroyed. And the only thing that'll be left are the negative principalities and Yahweh, or the fear. Fear itself will be left. The 4 corners will be gone. You'll have awareness of who Yahusha is, and you'll be the soul in which he is again. Everything I do and say is for the cause, the sovereignty or principle heart of hearts. And anything that I do and say is for the sake of my king and the soul that he understands with, our people. You follow what I'm saying? And then finally, the religions. Gluttonists. Here's the one that's going to connect you directly to Yahweh almost. This is why I said religions, taking the religions down are personal for me almost. And it's about 10,000 of them that one idea can flip them all into destruction. One idea can turn them all into dust so fast. You follow what I'm saying? Just tapping into it, man. Awareness of who the King of all kings truly is. The soul of the universe. That's who he is. Or his life force nature is. The thing is, let's not forget, the soul has no gender. The soul is not necessarily a person. It is a pneuma, or the soul is the embodiment of your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and unconscious mind all in one. You follow what I'm saying? And your unconscious mind is like the mind of your body, in a sense. Your subconscious mind is your heart of hearts and or your energy server. What pushes energy from source to and throughout the rest of you. A lot of people were saying that the source energy comes from our head. I mean, I can somewhat buy that because we need our minds to create reality. But then simultaneously, it's like, I don't think it makes too much sense like that. I think, me personally, I think the source of life hits our heart first and then goes everywhere else. It hits our heart grid first and then goes everywhere else. Meaning our mind and our brain's capabilities were created from the energy of the heart, or what's moving to and throughout the heart into the reality in which we are in. That's what I think. Now, is that story possibly flipped to where the brain is the one pushing everything into reality? Maybe. But when I look at the physical reality, that's what it is. In the physical reality, our brains are pushing everything into reality. But from source to the physical, meaning from the soul astral to the spiritual ether, from what I'm noticing, it's the heart grid that's pushing everything into reality. All of you so-called Christians need to know this. All of you so-called Muslims need to know this. All of you so-called Jewish need to know this. All of you so-called Israeli need to know this. All of you all, my people, my family members, need to know who your true God is and to know of its innocence. You follow what I'm saying? So, the religions are the final belief system pillar to be dismantled. And the fastest way to do that is just to bring you awareness of who the true Jesus Christ really is. Who is the true Jesus Christ? Cosmic Jesus. And this is the Cosmic Jesus 6-9 Transcendence plane focus that I'm telling you about right now. Now that I got it all out the way, here are some techniques that I'm going to use to trigger and or activate what's in the transcendence plane to move to and throughout our conscious minds into reality. Now remember, the transcendence plane is all of the conscious mind. You got 4 planes in a sense. You got the transcendence plane, you got the ego plane, you got the somatic plane, and you got the somatic environmental plane. You follow what I'm saying? The somatic environment. Once again, the somatic environment, the somatic itself, which is your physical body and everything that's connected to it thereof. So in other words, you can just say somatic and that'll cover the environment and the somatic environment in one, because the word somatic is just anything relating to the body. And then you got the ego, the part of the mind that mediates between the highest part of your mind and the lowest part of your mind, and acts as a reality tester and a sense of personal identity. Sense of personal identity, like the soul is. The soul is a sense of personal identity. The soul is a person's moral or emotional nature or sense of identity. You follow what I'm saying? Your inner ego, in other words. Natural ego. Not the ego that you all feel like is the ego that you should be bashing because men. Moving forward. So here. Well, depending on the one, depending on who the guy is, depending on what he's like. We're moving forward. So then the two outside being fear and ignorance. Fear being of Yahweh, ignorance being of Yeshua. Once you target the ignorance in which is outside of the box already and flip that ignorance into awareness. Once again, once you target the ignorance that is outside of the box already and flip that ignorance into the awareness of what the awareness of that space there really is, all of the other things get destroyed. Yahweh and or the devil and or the true demon of this world has no abilities to put those foul principalities back in you. And if you give it the chance to put those foul principalities back in you, that's on your dumb ass. Be smarter. Because literally, you are just stupid. That's your only problem. You're just stupid. Literally. As soon as you gain awareness, as soon as you flip this one thing, ignorance, into awareness, bye-bye all of your problems internally. Or bye-bye to all of your problems in the spirit. Bye-bye to them. So here, I got some techniques, right, that are going to trigger what the transcendence plane really is. Our conscious mind, meaning what can be known as the soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and also the earth star chakra. The soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and the earth star chakra are the three specific chakras in which that'll give you the most quickest fundamental understanding of how your conscious mind actually works and what it is. Those three specific chakras can label and describe how your conscious transcendence plane, transcendent, trans meaning beyond. You see, when you study the Latin origin, and your trans person, that's what is also called on the soul anatomical diagram. It's called a trans person plane. The word trans meaning beyond. You follow me? So that means you're beyond person. You're beyond person. You're up there person. You're a person that's higher than what everything you've ever been taught of in your life. Even higher than your Yahweh. Your actual trans person or your actual beyond person, your literal conscious mind is higher than even Yahweh. Don't want to believe me? Too bad, because it's facts. Moving forward, so the soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and the earth star chakra. I'm going to just focus on those three for this video because it's the transcendence plane focus, or transperson plane focus, transpersonal plane focus. Meaning beyond person. This is your beyond person focus right here. Focusing on your beyond person, your soul star, crown chakra, and earth star chakra. So I got these four hierarchies, right? I have one hierarchy called the 12 spiritual crop lines, BKA the 12 spiritual combos. And I'm gonna use 4 for this video to label and describe what I'm talking about. Then I'll also have the 4 soul words. I'm gonna use 4 for this 12 soul words. I'm gonna use 4 for this video to talk about it. Then I also have the 12 divine tasks. I'm gonna use 4 for this video to talk about it. And then I also have the 12 environmental purifiers. Then I'm gonna use 4 for this video to talk about. So for the transcendence plane, or for the transpersonal plane, or the beyond person plane, I'm gonna just say beyond person. For the beyond person plane, for Cosmic Yahusha's beyond person plane, the 12 hyper spiritual combos are the top 4, and they are titled My Conviction. God will have his world, God will have his people moving God's speed forever. Soul speed, one belief, and one foundation, the foundation of love, balanced love. I am going to use that entire meaning and the entire meaning of my conviction to target our soul star chakras within our transperson plane so that it'll trigger the soul star chakra to move to and through outer saw and manifest into our reality. Then the second one, for the spiritual crop lines or spiritual combos, the spiritual hyper combo number 2 is our identity. We are both heaven and earth, the 9 ethereal chakra beings and children of the first sun soul. Our identity, the information from that phrase is going to be targeting our crown chakra to trigger its energy to move to activate and resonate and move to and throughout us all to manifest into our reality. If that makes sense to you. I'm going to shorten the words to make it be more faster. And then I have another technique, another hyper spiritual combo called spiritual reclamation. I'm your king. I'm your king. And when I say I mean the third eye chakra. And the third eye, and the I am your king third eye chakra spiritual line is going to be targeting the earth star chakra. Just think about how many unique ideas you can grasp from that. Imagine if the third eye chakra was the king of the world, in other words. I'm not ruling you. The third eye is. And that spiritual hyper technique is called our spiritual reclamation. I'm your king now. Targeting the Earth Star chakra. So they can trigger its specific energies that match with this saga and or scenario to move to and throughout our reality and manifest into the world. To resonate. Trigger and resonate with the Earth Star chakra's energy to move to and throughout our reality and manifest into the world. To move to and throughout us all to manifest into the world. There we go. And then the final one, which is titled, first one was My Conviction, second one was Our Identity, Spiritual Reclamation, and Soul Supremacy. That's the fourth one there. Soul Supremacy. My soul tribe is going to take over your world. With this one here, this one is going to be one by itself, where those first three spiritual hyper combos targeting those chakras will be combined into one and headed towards. So in other words, my conviction, our identity, and our spiritual reclamation, targeting the soul star chakra, crown chakra, and earth star chakra, in one idea or one concept, are headed towards soul supremacy. You follow what I'm saying? Now moving forward, I just wanted to say these things out loud to let you know what I'm going to get ready to do. Beat you the F up in spirit and beat the hell out of your souls. I'm getting ready to beat you the F up in spirit and beat the hell out of your souls. And this is how, with these words right here. Moving forward. So, the 12 soul words. Now, the 12 soul words are broken off into 3 sections as well, 4, 8, 12. The first 4 soul words are the starting soul words, which is what I'm going to use to target the somatic focus video. And then I got the 4 durational soul words, which will be targeting the ego plane. And for this video right here, I'm going to be using the 4 destination soul words to target the soul star chakra, crown chakra, and earth star chakra again, and this environment in which the psyche is placed upon, because each plane has its own individual psyche. Each plane has a mind, heart, body. The soul star chakra happens to be the mind of the of the transcendence plane, which then the crown chakra just so happens to be the subconscious mind of the transcendent plane, or the transpersonal plane, or the beyond person plane, or the cosmic Yahusha transcendence plane. And then you have the physical body, which so happens to be the earth star chakra. You follow what I'm saying? So moving forward, now check it out, right? The 12 destination soul word, 4 destination soul words. What are they? Soul speed, soul first, soul theocracy, and soul tribe. Once again, it's almost the exact same, isn't it? Almost the exact same, because it is in a sense. Like I said, I'm telling you one thing: how to manifest what you all truly are back into this world, to defeat the enemy stopping you from being what you are. These people are shaming us from being God. We can't even help it. Moving forward here, soul speed, soul speed, soul first, soul speed, and then soul first, soul theocracy. I may change it up though. May change the speed around with the soul, with the first, just so I can have soul first to hit the soul star chakra, and then soul speed to hit the crown chakra. You follow what I'm saying? So soul first, soul speed, soul theocracy, and soul tribe. Soul theocracy hitting the earth star chakra. The soul theocracy hitting the earth star chakra, and then the soul tribe is what all 3 of those things in one thing are headed towards. You follow what I'm saying? So in other words, soul first, soul speed, and soul theocracy targeting the soul star chakra, the crown chakra, and the earth star chakra, all in one, are headed towards being the soul tribe. You follow what I'm saying? Moving forward now. Next, you have the 12 divine tasks, the final 4 of the top one. Now, the 12 divine tasks are, let me break those down for you real quick. The first 4 of the somatic 4 are going to be the four divine summoning words. The 4 divine summoning words, I believe that's what it was called. I'm gonna have to look over my videos again, but I just know for a fact they are reawakening, reincarnation, resurrection, reestablishment. Those are the 4 divine summoning words right there. And then you have the other 4, which are, let me see. Then you got the other 4, which are the 4 fundamental forces of human emotion, or the 4 fundamental emotional forces: positive, balance, negative, and dead. And then you got the final one, the one in which I'm about to tell you for this video, which are the four final tasks, the final four tasks. You follow me? And this is for the spiritual divine task, the four final tasks. And of course, there are Super Yahusha, Cosmic Yahusha, which I'm playing on you right now, and Free Yahusha and Established Yahusha. Super Yahusha, Super 47, Super Yahusha 47 targeting the Soul Star Chakra, and Cosmic Yahusha targeting the Crown. Free Yahusha targeting the Earth Star Chakra, and of course, those 3 in 1 headed towards the established one. You follow me? I don't want to run out of time because it will do that to me now. So here, the last 4 now, the 12 environmental purifiers. Those 3 broken down. Oh, as far as the spirits, 12 or 4 broken down. They're the spiritual base combos, the spiritual super combos, and the spiritual hyper ones. I told you the spiritual hyper ones. So now back to the 12 environmental purifiers. The first 4 on the bottom level are the 4-step psyche rejuvenation process. That's the 4-step psyche rejuvenation process. Regeneration. No, I switched it up. Regeneration, so replenishment, regeneration, restoration, and renewal. And then the next 4 are the 3 in 1 language, or it's like 4 specific styles of tongue. So it's like root tongue, king tongue, destruction tongue, root tongue, destruction tongue, king tongue, and common tongue all in one, or root language, king language, destruction language, and common language is what I'm using right now to talk to you. And then the top 4 are the 4-star characters destination. I mean, I didn't really have too many fancy names to come up with it, but it's just 4 specific, like, cosmic words in which once the king is reawakened in the spirit and the soul, and he recognizes that, it's the entirety of the soul, it's going to be driving us to one of these 4 words: a cosmic, celestial, heavenly nirvana. Cosmic, celestial, heavenly nirvana. You follow me? So the soul star targeting the cosmic will be targeting the soul star. Cosmic, celestial targeting the crown, or at least that's where the crown is going. The soul star is going to the cosmic, the crown is going to the celestial, and the earth star chakra is going to heaven on earth. You see how that connects there? Heaven on earth, heaven on earth, heaven on earth. Make earth heaven again. The earth star chakra. Heaven will be targeting earth, or earth will be heading towards heaven. In other words, it's going to be flipped into the Father's heart versus just earth. It won't be called Mother Earth, it'll be called the Father's heart when we get there. Heaven on earth. Because the Father itself is the heaven, meaning King Yeshua is heaven, because King Yeshua is the soul in which the spirit is being wore on top of. In other words, the spirit is a costume of the soul. The soul wears the spirit as a costume. The soul wears the spirit as a costume. Look at the literal logical meaning of your 5 senses, and/or 6 senses, and/or 9, as I would like to consider them. Technically 10, if you get your woman with you. But, technically, or 9 senses, right? Spirit are those senses. Meaning, spirit is how the soul perceives. Spirit is how the soul perceives. You follow what I'm saying? Bring the spirit into the physical so we can get those principalities out here and see what they look like. And then the final one, nirvana, which is where the cosmic soul star chakra, the celestial crown chakra, the heavenly earth star chakra are headed towards that nirvana. You follow what I'm saying? And these are the techniques that I'm going to be using to bring the spirit into the physical, where instead of my king in the soul, my soul king of all kings being bound to this spiritual prison, will be broken free of it. And what was trying to keep them in there, will all be out here for us to see. Those 9 foul principalities, which are vanity, jealousy, wrath, greed, gluttony, lust, sloth, and fear. Why didn't I just say ignorance? Because right now, that's our state on the King of all kings. And as soon as we flip that to awareness, it'll be virtually game over. Or at least the first step. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is how we break free. The first step towards breaking free, and/or relieving our conscious minds, which is our transpersonal state, our transperson state, our beyond person state, our beyond person and plane.